Alright, so we are through with section 6 and we're now on section 7, AJAX. Alright, so first we're gonna look at the overview. We're gonna try and understand these. Alright, I don't want to start calling names right now, but we're gonna get to it. So let's go straight to understanding the concept first. Alright, the concept of AJAX. I'll pull up something here. AJAX is basically, I'm on W3 School's AJAX tutorial. Alright, so AJAX is a developer's dream. That's what it's saying here, and it's true because it makes you update a web page without reloading the page. Alright, and you can also request data from a server, and you can also receive data from a server, and you can also send data to a server in the background or with AJAX. Alright, so I try to I'm trying to teach you how to learn something new. Alright, even though I'm teaching you, I still want you to pretend as if we are learning this for the first time. Alright, so after seeing all this, what you would be doing is try to Google it. Alright, now I like the definition here. Alright, the definition is AJAX stands for as asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Alright, so that's the acronym of AJAX. You might be familiar with what asynchronous means. You might be familiar with JavaScript, but this might be some kind of confusion to you, especially if you are learning this for the first time. But I like this. It says in a nutshell. Alright, this means not to confuse you with all these. It says in a nutshell, it is the use of an XML HTTP request object. Now, if you are paying attention, you will realize that this has to do with object-oriented programming. Alright, XML HTTP request object. So this is a class, or this is an instantiated class. Alright, so AJAX is the use of this class to do what? To communicate with server-side scripts. And you know what server-side scripts are. It could be PHP, it could be ASP. Alright, so we're learning something here. We're going to break these down to understand the concept. So when AJAX uses XML HTTP request object, alright, to communicate with a server, then it can send or as well receive information in a variety of formats, including JSON, XML, HTML. This is what we are interested in, HTML, and even text files. Alright, so AJAX is a tool that is used by Google. Right, you can see it here, by Google Maps, Gmail, YouTube, Facebook. Everyone is using AJAX because of what AJAX can do. Alright, now we've seen and read a lot here. Let's try to break it down. Alright, let's go to our code and try to break it down. So first of all, we're learning that AJAX is a use of XML HTTP request object, alright, to communicate with server-side scripts. So we're talking about PHP. Here we are talking about object-oriented programming. Alright, and to be more specific, a class. Alright, and what it does, it returns results. It can return results in HTML or text files. Alright, now let me pull up a diagram from here and show you what is happening. So this is how it works. Alright, you are here using the browser, and then you create an XML HTTP request object. Alright, and in that object you probably instantiated and then made a request that is used probably one of the methods that is available to this class. So when that happened, it went through the internet, all right, then went to the server. Now what a server does is the script is on the server, right, and it processes the request that is coming from AJAX, all right. So AJAX is basically not a server-side script. AJAX resides on the front end, all right, on the browser, but the request is submitted to a server-side script, for example PHP, which executes the request and then sends the result back to the browser, all right. So we're learning from here, all right. Now let's look at when AJAX is used, all right. AJAX can it's basically used to post and load or get and request data from a server script like PHP, all right. So I was telling you from a couple of seconds ago, let me just try to draw something here. Here we got you here, all right, the browser, all right, and then we got the server here. You got a PHP here, all right, and then you got a database here, all right. You got files in this database. Now if you need a file, all right, you send the request to PHP. PHP will execute the code on the server and get the file, all right. So you can post data to a database using AJAX, but the data is not going to be posted by AJAX. It's AJAX will submit it to PHP in the background so that your page does not refresh or do something else, right? And then if you want to request, all right, you send it to PHP, then PHP will execute the codes on the server, all right, in the database, then send the result back to AJAX, all right. So that is how it's working, all right. I hope that was understood. Now let's try and look at how it works, all right. We just sketched how it works, but let's look at what is behind it, all right. So since it is an XML HTTP request object, we can say that AJAX is an object, all right, that has been instantiated from the HTTP request class, all right. So here we are talking about OOP here, all right. So this means AJAX was created probably like this. I will show you something here. This probably means AJAX was created like AJAX equals new XML HTTP request. All right. Now I'm writing this in PHP. In PHP, this is how AJAX was probably created, all right. And in Java, if you want to declare a variable, all right, you have to use var, all right, and then the name of the variable. So if you look at this is how HTTP is actually instantiated in Java, all right. Now I'm gonna show you this. This is a true example of of how XML or of how AJAX was used, all right. Now check this out. This is a function. This is a PHP script anyway. So you might, if you don't know PHP, I mean if you don't know Java, this is a JavaScript. So if you don't know Java, you might find this kind of confusing, but I will still try and break it down for you. So there's a function called show hint, all right, and it takes a string, all right. Now from here, from this condition, it simply says if the length of the string equals 0, all right, then show nothing, all right, and return the results to the function. Else, now this is where the AJAX starts, right. It says var, and then it called a variable. This could be anything, all right, and called it XML HTTP. So this is a variable that was declared. Now you can see that the variable equals new XML HTTP request. Alright, so this is a class. XML HTTP request is a class that needs to be instantiated to a variable before you can use it. Alright, now we're not going to be doing this because this is the old JavaScript style. Alright, but Ajax has been the JavaScript has gone through some sort of phases. All right, so we're not going to be using this long confusing kind of method, but I'm just trying to explain something to you, that this needs to be instantiated before it can be used, so we can conclude that the XML HTTP request is a class. All right, so Ajax is probably, they're not going to tell you all these things, but as a programmer you have to think like a programmer. You don't just have to start using things. You have to know how they were, how they came about, and how they function. All right, that is why I try my best to break things down for you. I'm not like the other instructors, I should say, who will just start showing you how to use things without explaining things to you. All right, and actually you just follow them to type, and at the end of the day you cannot do things by yourself again. All right, it doesn't work like that. That is not the best way to teach programming. All right, that's why I'm taking my time to break this down for you. All right, so basically what this does is, if after the object has been instantiated, all right, it checks for something called the already state change. So if the state change ready state changes to 4 and the status changes to 200, all right, then it means the data is ready. All right, and when the data is ready, what you will do is you just collect it and pass it to how do you call it, you pass it to the HTML element. We're going to look at this if you don't understand. All right, but this is how Ajax works in the old JavaScript. All right, now Java has gone through a lot of processes, framework. By the way, when HTML started, it needed something. All right, HTML needed something to how do you call it, to work with. All right, for example, HTML needed something like this. If I say alert, and then I say let's say something like you sure you want to delete. All right, now this is a script that I have written, right? I will just show you something. Let me just comment these out again because I need to show you something over there. All right, now let's see this in the browser. I guess I made a mistake with the spellings. Yeah, so it should be alert. Now you can see something like this. Are you sure you want to delete? This is a JavaScript effect. All right, something like this. So at that time HTML needed something interactive. All right, something, something to pop up and stuff like that. That is how JavaScript came in. All right, now Java itself is not Java, this one. All right, Java is used to create native software applications. All right, so JavaScript was what was made for the web. All right, so JavaScript is the web version of Java. So Java and JavaScript are not the same. All right, so JavaScript is a framework of Java. Now because JavaScript came directly from Java, it probably followed the same procedures, right? And it had a whole lot of scripts to be written with respect to JavaScript. So what happened is jQuery now came in. All right, now if you look at jQuery, sorry about that, if you look at jQuery, let's go to jQuery and let me show you something real quick. I like this how do you call this? I don't know, but it's like something. It says write less, do more. All right, write less, do more. And Ajax is actually a property of jQuery. All right, so jQuery is the minimal, all right, version of JavaScript. You just write less and you do more. All right, so Ajax, we can say, is a framework of jQuery. jQuery is a framework of JavaScript. JavaScript is a framework of Java. All right, so what we're going to be using basically is jQuery to create our Ajax request. All right, if I take you back to this is W3 Schools jQuery Ajax. All right, now I have been telling you in the beginning that Ajax is an object. All right, and that was created using jQuery. All right, so jQuery created the Ajax object and did what, and added some methods to it. You know what I'm saying? So the jQuery, let's look at this. jQuery simplified everything, for us to use in creating our Ajax objects, right? So that means jQuery extended, right, to the the XML HTTP request class, and it built on it with methods. All right, so we can probably say this. We can say this is how they probably did it. All right, let me open this up a little bit. I need to show you something. Great. So they probably said class Ajax. This is jQuery now, right? jQuery said class Ajax. I'm trying to explain to you what is happening here, right here. All right, jQuery Ajax. I'm trying to explain to you how they got that. All right, they said jQuery extends. Ajax extends XML HTTP request. This is the class from the JavaScript, right? Then they probably wrote in some properties, right? Then they put in some methods. All right, that is why when you click on the jQuery Ajax, it says jQuery Ajax methods. All right, and when you look down here, you can see all the methods that are available to the jQuery Ajax object. I hope you're following what I'm explaining. All right, I'll just go over it one more time. Right, this jQuery simplified Ajax HTTP request by creating the Ajax object, which extended to the XML HTTP request class. All right, and added, all right, the some methods. All right, that is why when you look here on the Ajax tutorial, on the jQuery tutorial, when you go to the Ajax section, it says jQuery Ajax methods. All right, so these are the methods available to the Ajax object that jQuery created from the XML HTTP request class. All right, extended from the XML HTTP request class. So what we're going to do in our next lecture is we're going to look at some of these methods. We're not going to look at everything here. All right, we're going to look at Ajax, and we're going to look at the post. All right, this is what we're going to be using. We're going to be taking advantage of the methods. All right, to do what, to make our Ajax request. All right, we're gonna look at this one also. This lecture is getting long, so I will cut it here. When we come back, we're gonna continue. So Ajax was probably we're gonna use Ajax to fetch data from the database. All right, with the help of PHP, of course, and then we're gonna use the post method that I just showed you on the web to post data to database with the help of PHP, of course. And we're going to use the serialize method to collect all the data and encode it. All right, from all the form. We're going to collect data from the form using the serialize, because what it does is it encodes it and attaches it to the post method and sends it to PHP for processing. So I will see you on the next lecture.